Welcome back to Astrology from a Libra's perspective. Today is Thursday, May 14th, 2020, and this is the daily horoscope reading for all my Sagittarius out there for today. Something has to change. You knew it when you woke up this morning. Your mirror provides the impetus for some important resolutions. Is it time to begin a diet, commit to more exercise, or strengthen your resolve to quit smoking? Anything you do to improve your health will make you feel better about yourself, and loved ones will worry less during these risky times. Others will notice your improved self-image. All right, so for all my Sagittarius out there today, an important thing I want to point out, we all have vices, and those vices can look different depending on who it is and what it is and what we have those vices for. But everyone has a vice. There are healthy vices, like there are gym rats who just love going to the gym. They're addicted to the feeling they get when they work out and exercise. And because that's healthy, it's considered a healthy vice, but it is still a vice nonetheless. And for those of you who have less than healthy vices, smoking, drinking, what have you, I would never tell someone or try and force someone to give up a vice, even loved ones, people I care about. And personally, I hate when people try to convince me to give up a vice that I have, because regardless of whether a vice is healthy or not healthy, and of course keeping with the understanding that anything, even healthy things, too much of it can become unhealthy. But what I would say though is that if you are struggling with a vice that you've been wanting to put down for whatever reason, or your vice might be eating. There are eating disorders out there. There are people who eat just for comfort. If you want to lose weight, you want to get in shape, you want to get healthy, you want to stop smoking, or whatever your vice is, and you want to do less of it. Maybe you have a vice as simple as you like to binge watch TV, but so much to the point that you aren't productive and you can't get anything done outside of working hours. Again, I would never tell someone they should or need to give up a vice. That's for people to decide in their own time. For all of my Sagittarius out there for today, I would say this first to the people who either have a friend, a family member, or a life partner who is a Sagittarius who has a vice. Don't ever try to push or force someone to give up their vice. One, it's not going to work because people only change in their own time when and if they're willing, ready, and able to. But for my SAGs out there, the people who are directly dealing with a vice today, if you are at the point in which you want to give up that vice, then reach out and seek the help of the people who may want you to get rid of that vice, who care about you, because sometimes that support will give you the strength that you need to actually put that vice down. I will also say this. If you are at that point in your life where you're looking to make a change, looking to put down a vice, looking to better your life, better your health, whatever it is, what I would say to you is don't try to do too much too soon. There's very little success in people who try to put anything down cold turkey, no matter what that looks like. If you want to lose weight, let's say your goal is to drop 40 pounds. You're not gonna just completely stop eating everything that you know is fattening, because that's not gonna work. You're gonna end up cheating on that diet, going back on that diet, and then before you know it, you might even end up gaining a few pounds as opposed to losing them. If you're looking to quit smoking, don't just throw your last pack of cigarettes away and say, all right, I'm done. It doesn't work like that. Life doesn't work like that. If you really want to put down a vice, you have to, one, have a plan, a vision. You have to put that plan into motion, and you have to be able to see incremental steps of progression, incremental steps of progress, that will, one, actually make you feel like you're accomplishing something, and then it'll give you the motivation to keep pushing forward. And two, after a certain period of time, there will be something called momentum that'll get behind that, and then you'll be able to propel yourself forward. So let's say, for example, if you're looking to stop smoking, very hard to do it cold turkey. Nobody, even professionals would recommend you just stop cold turkey. It's very hard to do. It's almost impossible to do. What you might want to do is start cutting back, wean yourself off slowly, smoke less and less, and then eventually, if you stick with that and you have the discipline and you condition yourself enough to stick to less each day, eventually you will get to the point where you'll be able to put that down and walk away. If you're trying to lose weight, but you're not strong enough to just change your diet, maybe cut back on the quantity of the types of foods that you eat. Still eat those foods and allow yourself to still be able to do what you're used to doing because it's your routine and it's your habit, but maybe cut back on the serving sizes or the quantity and then start to implement different types of workouts. I will say the gym is not for everybody. Some people do it and they love it and they get addicted to it. Some people, they just don't like it. It's just not their thing. So there are more than one way. There is more than one way to work out, to get exercise. So figure out what works for you. But as far as advice goes, as far as bettering yourself, as far as realizing that there is a change that needs to be made, understand that that's the first step. And that should not come from the pressure of someone, even the people you care about, because they're not doing you any good. They're just making you feel guilty for having whatever vice you have. And they need to be able to understand that as well. So the first step is realizing that there is a change that needs to be made and that you want to make it. Some people never put down their vices, and it doesn't make them a bad person. Some people just understand that, look, this is just my vice. It's part of who I am. It's part of my personality. And I don't have not just the will to want to put this down or change. I don't have the desire to do it. And that's fine too. I mean, it is what it is. So two things that I would suggest for all of my sags out there for today. If you want to put down your vice, step by step. Slow and steady wins the race. If you don't want to put down your vice, don't let anybody shame you into it. Don't let anybody pressure you or make you feel like if you don't do it, you're less of a person. And to take it a step further on in those extreme cases, if someone is threatening to not be a part of your life because of your vice, honestly, then, and this might not be the most popular piece of advice, but it might be in their and your best interest to let them go. And I say that not because they don't have your best interest at heart. They don't care about you, because there are some vices that are very dangerous. There are drug addicts out here. There are alcoholics. There are people who are addicted to gambling, and they can destroy their lives and their whole families. But the fact of the matter is that anybody who truly wants to help you should understand on a foundational level that you can't threaten someone into change. If you are at the point where you need to threaten someone into giving up a vice that you don't agree with or that you feel is not healthy for them or is destructive to their lifestyle and potentially can affect yours, then if you're at that point where you need to make that threat, then you might just need to leave that situation. And maybe you leaving will be the wake-up call that person needs. But don't stay in someone's life and try and force them to give up something if they're not willing, ready, and able to. And a lot of vices do need professional help and ongoing professional help. And what the people who were connected to people who have those types of extreme vices understand that if you try to convince that person to give up that vice, and if they're on board with it, then you need to, at that point, take a good long look at yourself, figure out if you have the discipline and the willpower and the mental and emotional fortitude to see that through with them. Because there's going to be relapses, there's going to be setbacks, there's going to be days when it's going to be harder for that person, and the harder it is for that person, the harder it's going to be for you. So don't start out on a mission or path with someone because you say you're there for them and it's what you are willing to help see them through, if you're not really able to do that. Because if you're not able to do it and you start on that path and you bail out on that path midway through the process, you might even be setting that person back worse than where they started. So everybody care about each other. Take everything one day at a time. Don't force, but definitely be there to help and be in support of. And I wish all my Sagittarius out there dealing with something like this or looking to make a major change or even a minor change in their life consistently, I wish you all luck in doing that. I wish you all love, peace, wealth, and overall health. This is Astrology from a Libra's perspective, brought to you by the Social Forecast, and I will see all my Sags back here tomorrow with another daily horoscope reading. Peace and love.